edition of Musicview. Tonight we're here with the Misfits. In short, that was Jerry. We got Glenn. That's Glenn, and Arthur's lurking off somewhere there in the corner. Hello, Arthur. Googie.
Hello.
Googie. Right?
Yeah.
Who isn't here?
What?
Who isn't here? From
Doyle.
And Doyle plays guitar.
Yes.
Jerry, you're the bassist. Glenn sings. Googie, your drums. Now you said to
Don't let
me.
me sing.
Now you guys have said to me before that if there's one word to describe the Misfits, you're survivors, right?
Yeah.
Now, I should say that right now. I think the Misfits are probably one of the best punk bands in America.
Now you're talking.
Yeah.
Something I'm sure they'd agree with. And
we do.
But in one form or another, you guys have been around for about 4 or 5 years, right? 4 years.
In one form.
3.5 to 4 years.
Yeah.
I'd say. Really, as a real band, about 3.5 years, 3 years.
Yeah. Because you released a whole bunch of records, starting with the Bullet EP in 1978.
Yeah.
And that had 4 songs on it.
That's right.
And the next year you released 2 45s, right? In 79 you released Horror Business? Or was that in 78?
79.
79 you released the Horror Business 45, which is 3 songs, and the Night of the Living Dead 45, which is 3 songs.
Yeah.
And then you laid off for a couple of years. And you
A year, right?
Yeah, we took a breather.
See, we did record, but we weren't happy with what came out. Also, when we came back from England, we had to look for a new drummer,
Give me a drink.
which took us 6 months, and we ended up with him.
Ugh.
And then he quit,
And we almost killed him.
and then we got him back because he ended up not doing anything and realized he, wanted to be in the band. Yes, is that what happened?
I want to be a misfit.
Now, when did
He
you
admits it.
when did you guys go over to England?
In 79, right after our first Halloween gig at the Irving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long were you over there for? Did you play gigs?
Too
over there?
long.
Too long. We went over
Too
there
fucking long.
and did a few gigs with the Damned and walked off the tour because they weren't going to pay us.
Yeah.
Because we didn't get our contract signed before we went over there. So their manager at that time was a real cunt. I could say that, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. He was.
And
That's true.
So we said,
That's
well,
fact.
screw this, and we ended up staying at hotels. Picked up a new manager. He put us in a hotel, and
It took us all over. It was great.
then meanwhile we had agreed that we would do the
We
Rainbow
rule.
gig. It's this big
With the
place
Damned,
in London. It's Rainbow. Okay, we were gonna do that gig, and then we were gonna audition for the Clash and go on their tour. What happened was our drummer was a junkie, and he left.
Now, what was his name?
right
That
before
was
the Rainbow. Joey Image.
Joey Image,
Okay.
yeah.
So he left, and what happened was it left us over there without a drummer. Now we couldn't audition for the Clash. We blew that because their tour was coming up really quick. They had just released the London Calling album. So what happened was we worked on a few songs. I got put in jail.
Yeah.
Over there. And a bunch of bullshit. Anyway, we came back, and our manager was supposed to get us a drummer and also, set up a record deal over in England. Hadn't done anything really.
Yeah.
So that's why we laid off for so long, and we got him, and by the time we got him and gotten everything, it was Halloween.
Now, at the time you guys were in England, and before that, with the 245s released in '79, Bobby Steele was your guitarist, right?
Yeah.
And he later left to form the Undead, who I guess are doing pretty well around New York.
Yeah, around New York, yeah.
Yeah. You stress the
You
fact
just
that
in the hospital before that.
yeah, and Bobby
Yeah.
is in the hospital.
Well, things
as
were
of-
really, like, with Bobby, because he had really pissed us off. So things just now are getting back to, normal relations with Bobby. He has friend-wise. He still hates him. That's Jerry. He's all right. I think he's all right.
When did Bobby leave the band and Doyle?
Well,
joined?
Bobby didn't really leave. Bobby didn't show up for rehearsals more and more, and eventually didn't show up at the recording studio, and he had to be, replaced. And his brother Doyle was always rehearsing with us, so he just gradually just worked his way right into the band.
Yeah. Now this was at about the time of the London Dungeon single, right?
No, this was right before Halloween, while we were recording the whole album.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, right.
And Doyle played
fuck
last
yeah.
Halloween with us. That was his first
Doyle's
official
better.
gig.
Doyle's bad.
That was bad.
Yeah, we're gonna hear a song right now off of the forthcoming album. This one's called 20 Eyes.
All right.
Now,
Yeah,
what's
probably the best song on the album, I think.
Yeah, it's real upbeat. It sort of has a real nice melody and stuff like that, which I'm
Yeah.
sure people will
A
hear.
nice
It's
melody.
sick. It's good.
Where's the title come from? What's it about?
You want to hear the story about this song?
Okay.
I had a dream, and I was in the audience. I seen this really ugly punk band. You know what I mean? I mean, they were ugly, and they were playing. It was like a
We're
garage
talking
band.
ugly.
Yeah, we're talking ugly. I mean, zits, pock marks, the whole bit. I mean, curly hair. I mean,
Good looking.
glasses. Yeah, really, really great looking. And I ripped this song off them. I said they're never gonna make it, so I'm taking that song. But this was all in my dream, so it's my song anyway.
This is true. He told me this
So-
when we were learning it. He said, I ripped off this song in my dream, but it's really my song, so I really didn't rip it off.
Yeah, so that's how this
My
song
dream.
happened.
Okay, so this is the Misfits from their forthcoming album. What's the name of the album?
The Misfits Walk Among Us.
The Misfits from the Misfits Walk Among Us with 20 Eyes on Musicview. The Misfits with 20 Eyes.
Yeah.
We're here with the Misfits here tonight on Musicview. The London Dungeon 45 did pretty well, didn't it? I mean,
Yeah, it's still doing good.
yeah, it was picked up by Rockpool. The station played it pretty heavily. I saw a couple of independent charts, which it was near the top of and everything.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
bad,
Yeah, well, it's a good song. It's different than a lot of stuff we've done. Some people will probably say we sold out, but I don't see it that way.
No. I noticed when you did it live
It's
in
a
your
good
set,
fucking song.
you said we're gonna do it a lot faster. I think you
Yeah.
said something like that.
We do.
Oh, yeah.
We do everything we do.
We can't play
live a
slow.
lot. Yeah, we can't play slow at all. That's a lot of problems
our
we have in
problem.
the studio. We have to slow this stuff up, or else we can't mix it.
Yeah. In the course of your, Jerry and Glenn, your 4 years playing with the Misfits, whatever, 3.5 years, how has sort of New York's attitude or the country's attitude changed towards punk and the Misfits and their gigging, on a local basis?
Well, out of town, you get much more response.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Out of town, the kids go crazy, and New
Yeah,
York is
they-
very, it's
New York is cool, man.
yeah, right.
They buy fads quick, too.
Yeah, don't
They
forget.
jump on somebody real quick when they think they're good. And fuck.
We've gone through the whole thing where the record companies tell everyone that power pop is in, and this month it's ska, and the next month it's gonna be, you know what I mean? This new wave dance rock that's going around now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
England's like that. England's really
Yeah, you
bad
see, in
that way.
England they have a new fad every 4 months.
Yeah.
Because the kids get so bored. There's nothing really to do over there. We
So
were
you see a
bored out of
bunch
our
of
heads
shit
over there.
You look and you say, how they come up with all this fucking crap?
I think one of the reasons
Really?
record companies are scared of punk, like real punk, hardcore punk, is because that it poses a threat to their authority over the bands and controlling the bands.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
If they're worried about controlling the Clash, at least that's what the Clash said in their interviews on ABC, that the record companies are trying to control them. Could you imagine the kind of control they'd try and, exert over a band like us or Black Flag or someone? It would be...
Shit, when you grow up in America, fucking shit. And
You know what
there's no
I'm
control.
saying, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's basically the only drawback for punk, because like a lot of people have said, it's really close to heavy metal. It's just the words and maybe the violence that goes along with it. That's not really close to heavy metal.
Have people, you guys have pretty much stayed away from gigging in New York in the last 2 years or so, year and a half, but you haven't been gigging out of town, right?
Yeah.
You seem to indicate to me that this has been a pretty good decision on your parts.
Well, we do gigs in New York, just much everywhere else.
We do gigs in New York about every 6 months.
Yeah.
If New York gets cooler, we'll do them every 3 months, But the people have, now,
Yeah, they
we're
stand
getting
there,
better
it's a drag.
response now, Like now, with slamming and stuff like that and stage diving, still out of town, the people do it 10 times more than they do it here in New
Yeah, they're
York. But
crazy.
maybe if you put the people down in New York enough, they'll, wake up. That's what you're paying, especially in New York. Most clubs charge $8 to $10 to get in. So now if you're paying $8 to $10 and you're going because you like the band, and then you go and just stand there and don't do anything,
And then you suck.
then, it's your,
And you blew your money.
you blew your money, really.
Yeah, so,
What do you pretty much think of the newer crop of hardcore bands in New York, which I guess has pretty much only sprung up over the last 6 months or so? Bands.
I think it's a good thing
Finally,
for the whole
something
scene.
done.
I think
I don't know what I think.
because I'm not so sure how they actually regard the Misfits. Their general attitude, of the supporters of the newer bands, like say, the False Prophets or the Undead, or even worse, or any of those bands. Their attitude towards the Misfits is sort of, You know, they don't really consider you in the same league with those guys.
Yeah, we blow them out.
They're jealous.
Fuck them, yeah. Really. We were doing what they're doing now. We were doing all the while, so.
Yeah.
You know, when they
Don't
play
for-
gigs,
they
as big as
think
we
no
play
new
gigs, you
ideas.
know, then they'll be doing the same thing. You know, they're still just like playing nothing. You know.
Give them. You see, don't forget, we went through the same period that they went through. Like some of them don't know how to play their instruments, but I think that's really good. That's one of the reasons that we got his brother, because he really didn't know how to play that well, and I thought it was good for the band to have that primitive force back in the band. I think,
Yeah.
You know, I
Oh,
think
yeah,
that
it's
helps
great.
a lot on a lot of our new stuff too.
Well, just between the two of you, like I noticed that on the first, on the Bullet EP, Jerry, your bass playing's a lot more primitive than it is now. I mean, still it's pretty, primitive now, but then you have sort of a more, naive sound to it. It sort of thumps a bit more on the first record or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Whatever happened to the guitarist and the drummer from that record?
We ate them. It's a lot of bullshit. You don't want to hear that.
Yeah, that's it. Then we ate
It's
them.
no good. Not,
Cooked them
not
and
a
ate
good
'em.
story.
I pretty much agree with that. Then.
All right.
We're gonna hear another song now off of the Misfits Walk Among Us EP, LP. Excuse me.
LP. Yeah.
LP. How many songs are gonna be on it?
13. Did you have to
Always.
ask?
13 songs. Yeah,
Just
right.
what
That
America
should be
needs,
obvious.
right?
That should be
An album.
obvious. Okay, so this is from Misfits Walk Among Us. It's called Nike A Go Go. Anything about it? What's this about?
It's about love between man and missile.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
Okay, the Misfits with Nike A Go Go on Musicview. Nike A Go Go from the Misfits on Musicview. We're here with Jerry, Googie, Glenn. They're trying to make some noise here. Bring up this interview a bit.
Yeah, wake everybody up.
Now, what's the deal with you guys putting your record out? When is it going to be in the stores around?
Which
Or
one?
The new LP.
The new LP. Oh, that'll be in the stores probably the end of October or the first week in November. Should be in the stores then.
Yeah. Now, what's the deal with it? You told me that you're releasing it. You're licensing it to Slash.
Maybe.
Maybe that's not definite.
Regardless, it'll be in the
They
stores
pay us
by
millions,
then. If
they'll
they
get it.
agree to the release date, you know what I mean? They wanted, if we did license it with them, they wanted to release it after Christmas, which I didn't agree with because I thought that Christmas sales,
What better?
Okay.
What better Christmas present?
Right.
Than a
Yeah,
13.
Really?
Santa's our
Get your
friend.
give
mother
the
a
gift of
Misfit album.
anti-music, yeah.
Yeah. What better?
Die for New Year.
Because it seems like
It's
you got,
great.
the Misfits are having a bit of like a vinyl inundation right now. Like after all that time of not releasing records, we got the London Dungeon record came out about 2 months
Yeah.
ago.
Well,
and,
longer.
Longer. And that's been selling real well. And the Halloween 45,
Yeah.
Halloween 1 and 2. When's that going to be in the stores? About a week from now, right?
Well, when this interview goes on,
Yeah.
it'll be in the stores for 2 weeks.
Right
Yeah.
now, wow.
Go out and buy the Halloween 45.
That's
and,
right.
Really?
And right after that, you're releasing, the Misfits Walk Among Us LP.
Yeah.
And you said right after that, you're releasing another single.
Yeah.
That's
called
not-
Die Die My Darling.
That's not going to be on.
That's not going to be on any album.
Yeah.
And same thing with London Dungeon. It will never be on an album.
Yeah.
It might be on a German.
Yeah, we're gonna clean
compilation or
up.
something.
So buy those 45.
That's right. Spend your money.
They're
Make
important
us
too.
rich.
See, we're smart. We know.
That's right. We're
Yeah.
taking over.
When did you record this stuff?
Which stuff?
Oh,
The album?
any of it, yeah.
Oh, for the past year and a half, 2 years. We go
Yeah.
from studio to studio.
And we throw the tapes in the garbage.
Yeah, we don't. No one
We
knows
don't
how to
like
record
nothing.
us.
We
Yeah.
don't like nothing.
Who's paying for it all?
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're big gamblers.
No, you see, if we took advance money from a record company, they would own the stuff until we paid them back. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
but
Yeah.
they own the stuff until you pay them back, and then if they decide that they want to release the stuff and you signed a release already, then they can do whatever they want with it.
And you've been through it all enough to see what you should and shouldn't do with
Yeah.
record companies.
It's easier to do it
Yeah,
ourselves.
fuck
Yeah.
record companies. They
Like
love-
now, before you were saying like a lot of the bands don't relate to us, but don't forget we've never gone to a major label when we were offered money. If we would commercialize, because we have been offered money if we would just commercialize on our stuff.
Like, do you think like a band like The Damned have done that?
They owe
Yeah.
money too. They had to buy out of their contract. They ended up owing money on their. Like we don't want to be in that position where that people put out
Yeah,
records
where
by
we're
us
stuck,
that we don't
yeah.
even like, and then we owe money for doing it. Like that we can't get off the label because we owe them money.
No, what's happening with your own label, which is Plan 9, right? Right now, up to now, you've only released Misfits stuff, but are you going to be releasing stuff by other bands?
Yeah.
Any definite plans for anything?
The Undead will probably definitely come out, I think. And after that, I think it might go back up in the air again.
Yeah.
It depends, you know. There are a few bands.
It's a great name for a label.
What?
Plan 9. You know.
Best.
I guess
We got a new logo for it too. It looks good.
and you were using it about 2 years before the Dam did a song.
Yeah,
Or
well,
Plan
they
9.
had ripped it off, I think, of us, yeah?
Oh, good
Well, because
possibility.
we
You
did
don't
the show
know.
at Horizon. Did you see the? You didn't see the show at
It was 2
Horizon.
summers ago, right?
Yeah. And that's after we met them, and then we went on the tour with them.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That
we
was
had
a
given
good
them all
gig.
our
That was
records
one
and
to
stuff
say.
and buttons and things like that. So maybe it's their homage to us, right?
Homage to the Misfits. And you think you'll be gigging around the rest of the country once the album comes out?
Oh yeah. Well,
Oh, for sure.
so
Fuck.
we should be
staying
going
home.
out to Frisco and L.A.
Really?
in November.
Yeah. And how about Europe? Is the album going to be coming out in Europe under any different label or anything?
Well,
we got to talk to people about that.
Yeah, there's a German
'Cause that would seem
company
where
that wants to license our stuff.
'Cause
We'll,
that
we'll
would-
send some over. You know, but
There would
That's
seem to be
clear.
an obvious audience over there, considering, like, I was just explaining to somebody that about, you know, of all the really big punk bands in England, probably one of the biggest is the Kennedys.
Yeah.
And, like, the reason the Kennedys are big in England and the reason they're big here are different. You know, a lot of people in New York like them because of their sense of humor, you know, just their general attitude, which the British don't understand. The British just like the Kennedys because they're a punk band. They don't really understand, like, the philosophies behind them or anything that maybe people in New York like them. And as for being a punk band, like, the Misfits are probably better than the Kennedys. So I'm always imagined that the Misfits could do really, really well over in England. You know, it's just a matter
yeah, we
of,
thought the same thing.
Yeah, they could come to our gigs, right? No. Definitely.
you know.
They're young over there. The kids. Holy shit! You played to 5,000 people. They were all under 16.
Yeah,
That's
14,
good.
You know, I
13,
can't believe
12.
it. I feel like an old man over there.
But I mean, they should let that should way be.
But that's the way it should be here.
Yeah, it should.
Hopefully at our Halloween gig, if we do get the place that we want to get, they'll be letting minors in
Yeah.
because the bar is separate and you'll have to show proof at the bar. But I'm pretty sure minors will be able to get in upstairs,
Yeah.
and that'll be good.
Yeah. Now, I know at this time, you know, we're doing this on the 11th of October, and I think it's going to be aired the 30th of October, the night before
Good.
Halloween. And we don't really know the details, but you do think you're going to be gigging tomorrow night,
Yeah, and if
right?
we are,
Yeah.
show up.
That's right.
You
Don't
know,
miss it.
I'm sure whatever details about
This
the
is our
gig
third one.
you would have heard on WNYU or something like that.
Yeah, listen to this station.
Yeah, it's become a bit of a tradition for your Halloween gigs,
Oh, for
right?
sure. It's the
Yeah,
best
we're
night.
already getting
It's
a
our
lot of mail
Christmas.
because
It's
we have
great.
a fan club. It's called the Fiend Club, and we're already getting a lot of mail asking us where we're playing.
Yeah.
A lot of sick mail.
So I guess
We
we
love
can't,
sick letters.
we can't really definitely say right now where
No,
it might
I can't
be.
say definitely where it will be, but you'll
Yes.
know about it.
That's
There'll be
the fun
ads
of
in the
it. Keep
voice.
your ears,
Yeah.
Bill.
You know, Misfits will
Surprise attack.
Yeah.
Misfits will be
Blitzkrieg.
playing somewhere.
Trick
and,
or treat.
and do you have any other gigs in New York booked after Halloween that you know people could be seeing at?
No, not right now. We might play Friday the 13th before we go away.
Go November.
Yeah, that's in November, Friday the 13th. We might do a gig, might not. I don't know yet. I have to see.
Yeah.
It's a good gig though, the 13th.
Yeah.
Typical.
Now, Glenn, you released a single about the same time as London Dungeon.
No, came out after that.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Okay, and that was Who Killed Marilyn.
Yeah, that's an old Misfit song,
Yeah.
but we haven't done it in about 2 years.
Yeah.
Do you play all the instruments on
Yeah.
that? He says with
That's
a chuckle.
great, right?
Yeah, that's funny. I was
Yeah.
going crazy because I had to do it in a budget. Like I did that whole thing in 5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just took one instrument off, went on to the other instrument. You know, it's really funny.
Yeah.
Looks good with the purple though.
Yeah.
Sleeve.
It's a good
Great.
sleeve. It's a good T-shirts too.
Yeah.
Great
Fucking
T-shirts.
good idea.
Good stuff.
That's
Yeah.
it. Buy it. What can we say?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's getting on some charts now, like out in Midwest and stuff, and in Frisco, like college charts, you know.
Yeah. You know, so you're pretty happy generally. You know, all the Misfits are pretty happy with the way things have been going now. Because it's real nice to see that everything's picked up again, you know?
Yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah,
No.
it was dead.
Well,
for
all
a
of a
while.
sudden, there's like this big, at least as we see, the big resurgence in the Misfits, and all of a sudden clubs want to talk to us and book us. You know what I mean?
yeah, instead of you having to go to them.
Yeah.
That's
Which
nice.
is nice.
That's-
yeah,
yeah,
that's
that's
nice.
good.
It's always good.
That's
It's good to be
Nice that
wanted
way.
for a change, you know.
Yeah. You know. I guess we'll go to another song from the album right now.
All right, good
This is
idea.
called "I Turned Into a Martian," right?
And I guess is the title sum it up, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt.
Okay, so
Do
this is from the Misfits Walk Among Us, which should be in the stores either now or within the next week or two.
Yeah.
You know, and it's called I Turned Into a Martian on Musicview.
Today.
The Misfits with I Turned Into a Martian on WNYU Musicview. And what do you think? You were just discussing, you know, going to clubs in New York, listening to the radio in New York.
Because
And
just
in
on
New York,
promotion
what
alone.
is there? NYU on the radio. You know what else is there? I mean, the radio blows. You know, really.
definitely.
Honestly, you
That's
know,
true.
Besides
The
NYU,
more-
there's nothing. You know.
The more people hear stuff on the radio, the more they're gonna want it. If
Yeah.
they don't hear it on the radio, they don't even know it exists. And unless they hear it somewhere else, they're not gonna really know what it is. And $3 a single is a lot to spend on something you
You
really
don't
haven't
know.
heard.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly. You know, but you do think it could be changing?
Oh,
Yeah, I think it's changing.
Yeah,
Yeah, the younger kids are starting to pick it up.
You know,
you just can't accept it. You know. Really. So.
I think a lot of people listen to your show. That's
Your
not like
show,
a plug for your show. You know what I mean?
Threaten your life.
But a lot of people are starting to listen to your show.
I would hope so. Yeah, personally.
There's nothing else. Is what it is.
You know what I
Turn off
mean?
The radio till you shut
So that's a good indication, you know what I mean? Then you know the market is there. And
Yeah.
if there's a resurgence in not just our stuff, but like in, say, look how much the Dead Kennedys just sold,
Yeah.
how many records they sold, then you know there's a market there.
The Too Drunk to Fuck single went to 13 in the British charts. You know?
Yeah, right.
And that isn't like the indie charts or the punk charts and the normal British charts.
Right.
You know,
It's a
right
good
up
song.
right up there with, you know, Meatloaf and Rolling Stones and
Yeah,
everything.
Meatloaf.
I
Hey, Meatloaf.
Oh, it's
I'll
just-
eat anything.
I guess
Hey, is he hosting our show tomorrow or what?
Yeah.
I guess we should be signing this off, and like I'll say again that the Misfits are, you know, have a whole bunch of stuff coming out. The Halloween single, which is great, one side straight ahead, one side in the Latin. Who taught you Latin?
I learned it.
You learned
The
it.
devil. What do you think?
You got one side.
Came to him in a dream.
You got one side in English. You got one side in Latin. That's in the stores right now.
Yep.
The LP, Misfits Walk Among Us, great title.
Booga booga, yeah.
That should be in the stores either this week or next week, sometime
See you in the grave, Dave.
in the next 2 weeks. Bound to be one of the best punk LPs of the year.
Bound to be.
Bound to be. And you say you even have plans for another LP after that, you told me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna try and slide another one in quick.
That's
It's gonna
another
be
great
called.
name.
Whoa, here we go.
Can we swear on the air?
Well, you have already, and no reason to stop.
Okay,
but
the fucking Misfits. It'll probably be called Earth AD. Earth
Another-
After Doomsday.
Another great name.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're there. Hey,
Great imagery in this band. Really is.
I think that's one of the things that people don't like about us is that we do have, you know, an attitude, an image, and we know where we're going. You know?
we don't know where that is.
No, I know where we're going. You just are along for the ride.
Yeah, we do what we want, you know.
Okay. So this has been another edition of Musicview. I'm Timmy Sommer. I've been here with Googie. Signs off. Glenn, Jerry
Kyle.
of the Misfits.
Oink.
Watch for their forthcoming LP, Misfits Walk Among Us. It's a must get. That's all I can
That's
say.
it. Buy
Right,
it or
buy
or
it.
die.
Well, you will die anyway, but buy it.
Okay, good night.
Good night.